We're going to see how all 10 of them do. It's go time in the Meridian Speedway Pepsi Sprint Cars. Here we go.
We're green flag, nerf, wheel to wheel. Into one, side by side by side.
Henderson going to grab that early lead on the inside. Kate Jackson going to try to make something happen as she rolls in. But Trevor Anderson gets a great run through the middle of the corner, and he's going to put it right back wheel to wheel, turn 1.
Yep, Trevor's not going to give it up yet. Now it looks like he's going to try to clear Preston Henderson coming out of 2, and he might have it done.
Mike Anderson likes what he sees in front of him there with Trevor going to the front, and that's going to put the high line on a freight train rail up there as the number 5 of Ryan Newman joins him in the top 3.
Yep, and if you're looking at the back of the pack there, Sierra's going to try to move up and get that high line. Johnny's going to sneak it away from him.
Very similar to what we saw in the street stocks deep in this field as they're side by side. And there it looks like J-Mo Stevenson, Preston Henderson going to be the ones right in front of your fast 3 at the back.
Here we got side by side. We got Ryan Newman trying to peek a nose underneath Mike Anderson there.
As now
he's got a nose under. He's on the apron. Ooh, debris flying in turn 2 looks like too.
Yeah, got some pieces and parts flying over there. As Anderson's still your leader.
Oh, Brian Wharf with a strong run out of 2, trying to put it on the outside of Ryan Newman.
Wharf closing the gap through the north end of the racetrack there. You see Wharf putting the 91 to the high side. Ryan Newman leaving him just enough room as they dive into turn number 1. Oh, now Wharf's going to get picked off.
Oh, maybe. Ryan's trying to make that move on the bottom. Ryan's trying to make the outside work.
So Wharf going to have to sit back and regroup as he needs to find out who to follow, Newman or Anderson, as they go wheel to wheel in the turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, and meanwhile in the back a little bit, Johnny Giesler's been making ground. He's working on trying to close the gap on Kate and Brian, try to get around them. And Ryan Newman clears Mike Anderson.
But up front, Trevor Anderson, your race leader, but he's going to get some pressure from the number 5 of Ryan Newman coming up soon. But a great run here for the 69 machine.
Yeah, Trevor Anderson may start seeing those black wheels peek on the inside or outside of him soon here.
Then you've got Brian Wharf going underneath Mike Anderson as they cross the start-finish stripe.
It looks like Kate Jackson's going to try to follow him.
Kate's got a pretty good car there as she's got the Jet Johnny Giesler knocking on the back door.
Yeah, it looks like Johnny's going to try to push him under Mike to keep the train rolling. Oh, Kate's a little high into Mike, but they clear it, make it happen like the professionals they are.
Almost looked like a 3-wide battle. Now your battle up front has Ryan Newman all over the back of Trevor Anderson. Anderson doing all he can to protect that low line.
Yeah, Ryan sneaks underneath, and that could be the end of it there. If anything, that's going to make Trevor Anderson work a little bit harder for it. Like, oh, man, he's there.
Trevor knows he's coming. And now deep in the field, you've got Kate and Johnny going nose to tail as they've cleared the Mike Anderson machine and try to work their way to the front.
Oh, and Johnny tries to make a move on Kate and spins himself around. Mike Anderson hard into the turn 4 wall, upside
down into the turn 4 barrier.
That was a slow roll, not what you like to see.
Oh, man. Mike Anderson hard into the turn 4 wall, quickly up and out of that machine.
And he's out on his own power. That's great to see. Unfortunate to see his car torn up the way it is.
Man, and Johnny just got around there and wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah. Just a racing incident over there.
Yeah, Johnny went in hard into 3 trying to get around Kate, and it looks like it just stepped out and got just away from him.
So quickly our Neil Allen Fine Jewelry safety crew, along with Carl Cycle Cell safety crew, quickly on scene. Checking on our driver, Mike Anderson, over there going for a heck of a ride. Caution flag flies, red flag flies as we park them on the backstretch for your Pepsi Sprint cars tonight. So, Colton, we got a pretty good look at what happened here on Speedcast.tv replay coming your way right now.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
So, yep, you got Giesler going around, and look at Mike coming right at the turn 4 camera.
It doesn't take much in a sprint car. You just give them the bump wheel to wheel, and you're just kind of along for the ride at that point.
Take another quick look at it here as nothing Mike could do. And no fault of Johnny's either. Once he went around,
there's
the car
nothing Johnny could do. There's nothing Mike could do. That was just one of those simple racing accidents.
Royce Industry Safety Crew helping everybody as we get all the crews off of the backstretch. So all the crews are being requested back into the pits During red flag, you can have one member of each crew come out. And what happens out there, Colton? I know you've been sitting in the car when your crew rolls out under a red.
Yeah, a lot of times you're sitting in the car and you're sitting there thinking about, like, man, the car would just be better if it would do this. So your guy comes out, your guy or gal comes out, and you're like, hey, car's loose. We really need to tighten this thing up. Just dump a few pounds, out of the right rear. Try to take some stagger away, or can you knock this panhard bar up or down here? And a lot of times, too, under the red, your car's just going to change.
Right.
So you're making a move, and you don't really know if it's going to help because the car could be different once you get fired.
Well, yeah, and I mean, even like this time of night when the sun's going down, I mean,
oh, yeah.
half the track was in the sun.
Tires are cooling off in that short amount of time.
Yeah.
It's changing everything.
Everybody getting an opportunity to chat with their drivers as we refire your race leader, Trevor Anderson. Kate Jackson up there now with Ryan Newman.
Brian Wharf, Sierra Jackson. Rob Grice having some struggles getting going, but he's
goes.
got it. J-Mo and Preston Henderson.
So a 12-lap shootout for your Pepsi Sprint Car main event of the night, and then we roll straight in to the Project Filter 50 with your Speed Tour Modifieds. PitstopUSA.com production of Speedcast.tv. Production number 2 of the day, and we've got 2 more tomorrow, shortly before 1 and shortly before 6, and those are going to be some big shows coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, 12 to go. We're going to get the cone going into turn 3 here. I'm guessing next time by, and that is going to shuffle some things up. That's going to put Ryan Newman next to Trevor Anderson, where we're going to have a hell of a race there side by side.
Oh, man, I tell you what, Ryan was peaking low, peaking high, knocking on the back door before that caution came out. And I think, in Johnny's defense, he knows Ryan Newman gets out there and takes off.
Oh, yeah.
I got to be up there in that fight
and
with
the way
only
I
12
see
to
it
go.
going is Trevor Anderson will go inside, Ryan Newman outside, Brian to follow Ryan.
There you go.
Jackson low, yep.
And Sierra going to take the low line.
Yeah, it's going to shuffle it up quite a bit there. So Brian's banking on Ryan Newman getting the jump and going. Brian Wharf wants to follow Ryan Newman around Trevor Anderson so they can have their own race.
And make the big jump. And 12 circuits to do it in. Johnny went off on the hook, so didn't rejoin. So we lost 2 of them in that one, and Trevor Anderson itching for a main event win. Green, green, green.
Kate's going to try to sneak it under there. Cleared up her whole lane. Oh, she instantly went right back to the outside to try to follow Brian Wharf.
So Kate, a smart move there by the young driver. She knew that maybe that inside line wasn't going to go, and once Brian went, she quickly moved up, and she's going to bring her sister Sierra Jackson with her.
Yeah, she realized she probably didn't make the right choice, but it wasn't a terrible one. Oh, now she's going to try the inside again, though. Put it inside of Trevor Anderson.
Newman, your race leader, checking out, but here comes Brian Wharf. Wharf going to try to make something happen with 9 to go.
And Kate Jackson and Trevor Anderson having a hell of a race. Oh, and hops a tire, spins out Trevor Anderson onto the chicane. Back into the grass.
Caution flag flies
That
for contact.
means Kate Jackson and Trevor Anderson both are going to the back.
Going to the back and going to open the door for Sierra to try to chase down Brian Wharf and Ryan Newman.
Oh, that was a move I didn't see coming, was Ryan Newman taking the outside.
And Sierra was like, okay,
Yep.
I'll hook up with the 91.
Yep, so that gives the control of the race a lot to Brian Wharf now, as he can control the lead as he wants, though the green flag still falls on the 5 car.
Yeah. So Dirk going to keep an eye on your Pepsi Sprint Car field. 10-lap shootout. The incident with Trevor Anderson and Kate Jackson brought out that yellow. Brian Wharf, Newman, here we go.
Yeah, we're going to be side by side coming out of 4 into 1. Brian's going to drive it in deep, but just not quite enough. Brian's going to clear him. Sierra Jackson third.
You got to hand it to Ryan Newman. A great run.
And Sierra's got a great run going into the corners there, with Rob Grice knocking on her back door. And J-Mo hard on it too.
J-Mo having a good run there. Now Kate again going to wheel. Oh, tire to tire for Jackson and Anderson at the back of the pack.
Yeah, and Kate's going to put it underneath Anderson sideways going into 1. And she's got the spot.
Ryan Newman now going to lead the field of single file Pepsi Sprint Cars around the concrete jungle. 6 on the board. Next time by, Ryan Newman and the Montez Racing Group, your race leaders.
Oh, and Trevor Anderson working for that spot on Kate Jackson again in the the back of the field.
Yeah, Trevor's like, hang on a minute.
Yeah, this race ain't over yet.
We're still battling for position while those guys play follow the leader up front. Oh, look at Sierra Jackson, a great run into 3. Man, she closed that gap on Wharf quickly there.
Yeah, Sierra seems to do that every lap into turn 3. She's got a really good run into the entry there. And yep, see, there she goes, right under Brian.
Man,
just let him know she's there.
Couple more like that. She's going to get at least half that car underneath
him. And Brian's going to pinch her down on the entry to the corner. Try to get her car upset to where it won't handle on the bottom that well.
That's the battle on the racetrack.
Look at that couple of veterans, both in wing sprint cars, non-wings, late models. They've raced everything.
And Sierra Jackson going to take over the second spot.
Rob Grice looking to do the same.
She's going to set her sights on Ryan Newman, but with only 2 circuits to go, not going to be enough time, I don't think, to catch the number 5 machine. White flag in the air next time by.
Yeah, Ryan Newman of the 5 machine, unless he has a big screw-up, he is looking good for the checkered flag. He is out there.
Rob Grice underneath Brian Wharf in turn 2.
Yeah, he's making the move on the bottom. Looks like it's going to be side-by-side coming out for the win. Oh, Brian Wharf sideways. Rob Grice got it for 3rd. Brian 4th. Sierra Jackson 2nd. JMO 5th. Followed by Preston Henderson, Kate Jackson, and Trevor Anderson.
So a good run there for your Pepsi Cola Crate Cars as we bring your race winner, Ryan Newman, around. And he's going to take a Caleb's Chop Shop victory lap around the concrete jungle. Ryan's sponsored by Life Care Centers of the Treasure Valley. Big thanks to Rich Montez and the Montez Racing crew and his dad as he picks up a main event win in the 2020 Pepsi Sprint Car season.